Alright, ladies and gents, welcome into ESEA Season 37. We are in the open division. It's TFG versus RageBears eSport. We're going to have the knife right underway. Normally this is a solo cast, but this time and hopefully for many times to come, I'm being joined by Rogue. How are you doing, mate?
All good, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Alright, knife going in the way of RageBears. Going to be choosing the early side. Not that it matters necessarily.
Well, it's us too, so depends often on the team, but usually they are comfortable on any side, I guess.
Is indeed. Long time since I've done a duocast. Should be fun. Should be a bit back and forth.
For 4 or 5 years since last time I casted, so yeah. Been a minute.
Yeah, I took a break after the season ended, and well, time will show.
And John is there like, bruh. No.
Yeah. Johnny is back. While we watch the warm-up, I'm going to take a bit of a gander at a setting that may have changed. I'm still waiting for the sides to be picked. There we go. It was indeed changed. Microphone should be better now. There you go. Was a bit loud. I had to do a Windows update. Should be fixed right about now. We are going into the pistol round. TFG on the T side. Match is indeed live. Not a lot picked up. A lot of Kevlar. A couple of utility pieces on aiming wrist and ultra venom.
So they're going most likely in for B execute by the looks of things. Probably just going to smoke the door, a couple of pop flashes, and just explode out. But then again, RageBears are actually quite good, well positioned to deal with this. They're aggressive catwalk and CT, so they have fast rotate.
Early info, here comes the push. First trade in the favor of TFG. JPM to go down. Topaz as well following. Spirit actually managed to fight Paba as well. Good start here. As you mentioned, RageBears, they looked ready for it, but at the end of the day, well, not really managing to deal with it. YRT goes down. First round on the board. TFG picks up that pistol round. It's all about
yeah, that was just all aim, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree.
Was much like RageBears played that correctly, or as correctly as they could, but yeah, in the end, TFG just superior aim in that one.
I find it kind of weird that they didn't do anything towards B, considering they have full catwalk control, but opting not to do it for it. Long control here, though. Not finding a lot. Oh, that's a fortunate timing. Ultra Venom tossing the bomb, missing the frag, or at least the info. Oh, Cynics with the wall hack.
They're actually setting up for a bit of a bait on the A side, so all we had is one guy in the goose and the other guy on the ramp just baiting for him. Not that I think they will see any action for quite a while though.
Very slow
TFG
one.
are taking this very slowly.
Yeah, not wanting to make any mistakes early on here. At the same time though, RageBears in a fairly default setup. I mean, they're leaning towards the A side, but they're not really stacked anywhere. But it looks like short is going to be the next target here. We see the flashes coming in. Time has run down. We're already 1 minute down this round. And, well, RageBears, they all set up for this. It is the A hold.
Yeah, this depends a lot on that guy in goose. If he can get a couple of kills in, this is actually full doable for him.
Here comes the push, leading the charge. YRT off the angle, finds one, gets traded out. Spirit finds one. 1-for-1 trade so far. The goose paying off, getting two. Spirit, Ultra Venom goes down. Find the third. Cynics goes down as well. All of a sudden, it's only Hellfire left. He's on long. He gets taken down by TVM, and all of a sudden, there's no conversion. RageBears, they pick up a lot of guns, and also the second round. Almost, not necessarily nerves, but risky push from TFG. They have no info to go off on, and just, well, they get slaughtered.
Yeah, I think they should have, most likely they should have just pro'd a bit more around the map, because they were just, yeah, sitting outside long, waiting for a push the entire round, and just blind rushed into A.
Seems awfully risky. Cynics with nice damage, though, down mid. Topaz is going to fall back to HP to his name. He does have a scout, though. Still a lethal threat. Yet again, we see this slow round. Previously, the TFG players in different seasons have been known for playing a bit aggressive, and this might be a new side that we're seeing due to the new lineup.
Yeah, just spread out pretty default now, looking for some more damage, I guess. Probably just gonna explode on a pick.
Playing it slow, letting the deals work. So far, found a bit of damage. Nothing too crucial yet. Paba is ready for this. Are they going to exit the door? They are. Paba finds one. Does manage to fall back. Does get tagged down. Synex. Again, doesn't find the frag. 2 players low on HP, but not finding anything so far. Hellfire, Ultravenom finding one each, and all of a sudden, B-site. It's theirs.
Yes, quite a fast rotate from the CTs, but yeah, no one is actually holding the crossing, so you should get a safe plant here. But Paba is really quick on the backside for tunnels. Yeah, could catch him.
Well, he tried catching it, but Hellfire too quick behind it. He has the scout. That is the right angle for it. Can he get the tap? So far, no. TVM's going to molly off Plat. There is a player there. That's Hellfire with the scout. Hellfire is going to almost go down. He does survive. Gets taken down. Ultravenom finding one. TVM finding one. Sprays. Doesn't find him, but Paba finds the exit of that. Gets the 3rd frag, and that should be the bomb defused unless something extraordinary happens, which it won't. 2 on the board here for RageBears, but TFG, I mean, they only invested Deagles into that round.
Actually, yeah, I would actually expect them to maybe force this one, because the money on the CT side is, yeah, pretty much zeroed at this point. Now they're still opting for a half buy. Bit more safe approach.
But I do agree. I mean, if they had a spawn, and they kind of did, they did have a couple of good B spawns there. I think the potential for a force was there. But again, as you mentioned, opting to go for the more conventional half buy. Everyone long here might be able to find some damage. I think that's what this round is all about.
Yeah, it's just one guy anchoring the A side right now. They have a fast rotate through the CT and catwalk, but could get past there.
They do manage to cross. Spirit, can you find any damage? Needs to find damage with the Deagle. Finds damage. No kills so far, though. The rotations are in. The push is halted. Topaz is in the open, but the sprays comes down. Hellfire finds one. Can he find any more? He needs the damage. Looks for the kill. Finds a frag. Can he find another one? He can't, but that is 2 frags down. Again, only for Deagles. They're managing to keep the economy of RageBears eSports quite low. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, they're just RageBears. The esports thing is, yeah.
I don't know. Some people want you to include the esports, some don't. It's a very weird place. But look, we are going to be having the first gun round.
Looks like they're going for a fast pick on long this round. But yeah, RageBears are already taking full control, so they're falling back. Just playing it really slow in default, it seems. Not really going for any fast plays or, yeah, trying to get a cheeky pick early. They're just, yeah, waiting them out. Is Ancient in the map on this tourney? No, I don't think so. It was introduced like a couple of days before this season went live, so I doubt ESEA updated their rules to include it.
I don't think so either. However, when the Telia League season begins, I assume it will be in the pool then, so time will tell. But as you mentioned, yet another one of these slow rounds. Both teams not necessarily scared, but they're not fighting for very early control here at JPM. That's such a nasty angle under the smoke. Damage being dealt over, but again, we're a minute down. I'm just scared that TFG will do the same thing they did in the round where they pushed short with just too little time, too little info, and they just funnel into a strong point.
Yeah, also they are having quite a lot of utility left on the seat side as well. You can see they have 2 mollies, smoke, a ton of flashes. So even when TFG now decide to go anywhere, they will still be forced to play it kind of slow.
They will
And
indeed.
20 seconds, they're cutting it really close right now.
This is Navi level, but here comes the push. Hellfire finds one in mid. Here comes the swing. Aiming wrist finds Topaz with his back closed. JPM gets taken down by Cynics as well. Major lead here for TFG in this round. Hellfire finding another pick in mid. That frag in bot mid there is so crucial for Hellfire managing to make all the B players turn around. But yeah, I'm not a fan of how low they go with the clock. I think that's very risky, and arguably they, as you mentioned, they don't manage to force out any UT, and they don't really have any map control, so it's a very risky way to play. TVM going to be looking to do some damage here. He does find aiming wrist, but doesn't find the kill quite yet.
Yeah, he's being wrapped from all sides now, so he's going to have to do well to survive.
I would not want to be him. There we go. Second on the ball for TFG. It ended up being a really good round, but it could have quickly gone the other way around if Hellfire didn't get that early frag up on Cynics. Last season,
yeah, that frag in middle was everything in that round, because you saw it as well when they entered B. The guy on B doors was all of a sudden with his back turned, and the guy on plat kind of baited him, to be honest, because yeah, he was just not looking at anything really.
It was a bait that didn't work out, for sure. RageBears, they're gonna be opting for a couple of pistols here.
Yeah, they're pushing B tunnels early, forcing back spirits, but yeah, only pistols, so not too much they can do.
No, can't indeed. Spirit picking up that third. The push onto A is there. Aiming wrist is going to find YRT. And all of a sudden, it's TVM left.
Not roke. Ja, Siggy. Ja.
Not roke. I'll just alt-tab quick and I'll make sure I can do that. Any inside info on who's calling the shots on TFG? I don't know who's the IGL of this team.
I would expect it to be Hellfire. He's usually the IGL in this group, but yeah, it could also be Aiming Wrist or Ultra Venom as well. All of them have been called in the past, so
yeah, I would double that thought. This entire lineup, though, being very fresh. I mean, large parts of it were set maybe a month back, but they've been thinking about their last few members. That's a full A stack. It's only pistols, but it looks like TFG might be aware of this. The push towards B is at least there.
Yeah, just an early contact play.
Sai has been taken. It's going to be a full retake. Pistols only should be around here for TFG. I gotta say though, while we have a bit of a chill moment here, Hellfire managing to find a frag, I do like to see that TFG is able to play it patient, to play a bit more conservative, as they didn't really have that option last season. It's just a fine edge. They need to not be too conservative. So that is
exactly, and it's as you mentioned as well. Like last season, they were mostly aggressive, just playing it regular pug style. And the nice thing with seeing this is it adds some depth to the roster. Since what they can do, yeah, they're playing it slow now, but we know as well from past experience with these guys that yeah, they have no problem with just all of a sudden switching it up and going fast.
Exactly. I think it, as you mentioned, adds depth. It adds variation and possibilities, which is, well, arguably a bit lackluster. Here comes the aggression from Topaz. Is that going to be expected? He's going to be swinging. Finds the frag. Is it going to be traded? It is. Ultravenom finds a trade.
Bit shaky, but yeah, it works out.
Not the cleanest of trades. Player equalized, and one could say a slight advantage to TFG. 1-to-1 trades tend to favor the T side. Not always, but it's a general rule of thumb.
Yeah, we see as well now, RageBears are just heavily gambling on this being an A hit, which, yeah, by the looks of things as well, TFG are going towards A, so it's a correct read. Though there are still a minute on the clock, so they could still fall back and re-engage B, for instance.
Good to see that.
It seems like they have a lot of info as well, since they have Cynex just holding this tiny gap in middle. And I think he's seeing the guys in the yep.
What a frag gets the opening. That should be the call to hit B. It's going to be mulling out, taking it slow. There is a player rotating in towards the CT area. And that's going to be smoked off from Hellfire, though. Are we going to be seeing a split here? It does look likely. JPM finding Ultra Venom. Finds a second, where T finds two. Both Cynics and Hellfire. And all of a sudden, the round falls apart. 4-4 here, equalizing the scores. TFG, they
Yeah,
do
they're
have money
using that-
though.
They're using that dirt the wrong way in tunnels. It's yeah. I don't think they've seen it before because yeah, they just walked right into it.
Does find some damage though. Money of RageBears is low. TFG is doing a lot better on that front. That being said, they had to buy up completely this round, so it did take a bit of a hit. Cynics misses the shot. He swings, finds TVM, looks for another. Oh, misses
And there's
Cynics.
the aggression we know them for.
Yeah, here comes the aggro. But Palma's ready for it. Finds one. Does get taken down. 3v3. They don't have long control. Planted for short.
IRT only has to stay alive here until the rest of his team is in position, so they can do a proper retake.
He does indeed, but it's going to be a rough retake. The AWP is far away. Not easy to come and help. So it's going to be a 3v2 more or less. Planted for short as well. I don't think this is going to be happening. Here comes the swing though. The players have rotated around. We do have a player Gandalf as well. Utility to be used.
Yeah, they have a smoke, so they could smoke off short and then isolate the guy in Goose, but they opted to smoke the bomb. Okay.
Opted to smoke. A bit of a weird choice. I think they got a bit panicked with the time. And, well, they do lose that retake. Looked really rough once you have 3 players, especially when they have utility left onto the short area. It's a rough retake, and honestly, for RageBears, probably just a better call to fall back and save at that point.
Yeah, since they come up through CT, well, they actually didn't get the fight there, so yeah, it's a 3-on-3 fight, but yeah, they should have used their utility way earlier if they wanted to retake there. If not, then yeah, just escape long and save.
Yeah, I agree. Look at that. That's dangerous what's happening now, though, in mid. We see 5 CT players all around Xbox, 1 in the smoke.
And they catch the bomb.
Oh, look at this. I actually managed to come out quite decently from it. Cleaning up a bit. Ultra finds that frag onto TVM. And it's all YRT left. But he does manage to pick up an AWP for himself. Doesn't hit the shot. That should be bomb secured for B at least. I mean, what a messy round. What a...
Yeah, that jump right there nearly cost Ultra on his head.
Gotta praise RageBears for it though. Pretty cool call. And the fact that they had that one extra guy down in the smoke did make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, that aggro catwalk, no one was expecting it then. Yeah, they lost the bomb in mid as well, so it just became a full-on brawl.
Yeah, it was a messy brawl. I also want to
That also always favors pistols, especially in those close range kind of scenarios like they forced there.
I also think Spirit team killed aim wrist, so not the greatest.
Betrayal.
YRT though, gonna be saving that AWP. They do find a lot of damage and finding an AWP as well, failing the boost. Oh, that's always nice.
We saw nothing.
Yeah,
we saw nothing.
Nothing to see here. Good start though from TFG, managing to get that 6th round on the board.
Yeah, ever since the gun round started, they have looked really comfortable. Fair enough, there's been a couple of rounds where it's been really close calls, but yeah, they pulled through. I feel like they've pulled through quite a lot on individual skill to some extent, but also, yeah, their timings have been on point.
Yeah. Trying to force the issue here, not going their way. So far, losing 3 players, only finding 1 frag. Aiming wrist is very, very stuck. And the full rotation is gonna be guarded. Bomb is also in a terrible spot here. It's all about aiming wrist. No, Hellfire, rather. If he can find something. He can't. Not in time anyway. Aiming wrist goes down.
Yeah, they should know pretty soon as well that there is a high likelihood of him coming from CT or A site, since they've already wrapped through T-spawn.
Yeah. My guess here is that Hellfire is going to try and save. That would allow them to go for a buy in the next round, as Cynics is down to $50. Goma needing a drop. Bit of a weird call. TFG has been able to win the brawls and looked happy to do so, but that long control looked very brawly and more pugging than...
Yeah, to be honest, I think that came down to the flashes to some extent. There were some good counter flashes coming in from RageBears at the same time as I feel like the flashes from TFG as well weren't as blind. They weren't blind on the corner.
I would be inclined to
agree. So
agree.
the AWPer will have a free reign to just repeak without really any consequence.
I agree. The question is, did TFG need to force the issue on long? I think that's.
I think they probably wanted to change it up. They played quite slow this game, so probably they wanted to try to catch them off guard with a swarm-based play.
I suppose it didn't work out though.
Yeah, it's kind of like a risk versus reward kind of thing, I guess. They want to switch it up. Could have worked, could have been really good then, but yeah. Flashes weren't on point, so then that's a problem. And we have a pause.
We do have a pause, and I gotta mention, I'm not sure why Hellfire went for the damage at the end there. I mean, sure enough, CTs, they're low on cash, that's fair enough, but you now leave Cynics with no main gun. And he didn't really find that too much damage on the long push, so I probably shouldn't have done that, but it's easy to see in hindsight.
Then again, having played enough with Cynics, like, yeah, the Eagle is his main gun.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. We've always said that Norwegian gun deagles in general tend to be quite decent and a bit like can turn the tide. So
yeah, looks like they might be going for just a fast B or a contact B.
Contact B looking very likely. No map control otherwise. So they either need to do this or regroup somewhere.
Yeah, already the CTs are positioning in a way where they can rotate quite quickly towards B. And that smoke is perfectly timed as well.
Here comes the push though.
Already 4 CTs at B though.
Yeah, there is, and the defense looks to be holding. Holding very well indeed. Aiming wrist, this is the last to survive. He's going to get sprayed down through the smoke. Not sure if I'm not sure if I'm too much of a fan of these blind pushes, but I mean it's risky. It could reward greatly, but as you mentioned,
yeah, I think in that case at least, I would probably just abort or wait because the timing of that smoke. Fair enough, they wouldn't have any smokes left, but yeah, timing of that smoke just made any chance of getting out on B impossible, pretty much.
Yeah, no, they did.
Pop flash out long, no.
Flash gonna revert though. YT does go down. It's gonna be a full commit. TVM holding the cross. Goes for the first, doesn't find it. Let's get helped out.
It's messy from RageBears.
Yeah, I agree. That's a team kill as well there for them, losing 2 players.
Yeah, they just kept running into each other and stuff, so they could have actually really easily just been overrun there, but the guy in CT and Oper hit his shot, so.
Messy, I would agree. That being said though, I think I would like for TFG to go a bit more back to just applying slow and steady pressure.
Yeah, just play a slow default, get the info and commit on that. The reads were good when they just played based on info, so I think they should, fall back to that, considering the aggressive playstyle has not worked out whatsoever.
And you mentioned, I mean, the fact that TFG appears to be out-aiming them, at least in certain fights. So necessarily going for those brawls blindly doesn't necessarily look too good. Here comes the mid push though. Pablo gets taken down. Spirit, Ultra finding 1 each. TVM trying to tag, not happening. Still a player defending though. JPM, what can he find here? He swings wide, finds 1. Looks like the second doesn't find it. Cynics finds the trade. And
yeah, the cities are just gonna save here. There's no way they go for it.
That's a no retake. They do have a
I actually like a bit what I'm seeing here, because you see TFG, they're playing a bit more. Yeah, well, they're playing a bit more slow, a bit more together as a team. They are still. You can see that there's the way they're winning rounds is still very much individual. Like they're getting enter kills and just escalating on top of that. While you see on RageBears, it's way more around the teamwork and getting the correct read, stacking up, using the man advantage to win fights.
Yeah, I'm actually
interesting.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing how RageBears plays their T side. As you mentioned, as they're playing more team heavy, like more team based, I think it's going to be either like a really good success where they just out utility TFG, or they're just going to fall flat because TFG can now just hold angles. So I
think so as well. It's it's one of those things where I think actually the playstyle that we're seeing right now from TFG, from RageBears at least, I think would favor them on the T side. And here we go along again.
Brawl has begun. One trade or one frag for TFG. Looking for the second, finding it. They know a third player's in pit. Very much alone. Here comes the push. Pablo, what can he find? He finds one. Looks for the second, doesn't find it. Spirit finds the frag. 2-player lead. Topaz with the AWP. That bomb though. That bomb. Misses.
Oh,
misses. No!
Oh no!
The glat. The smoke. The close angles. It's all happening. The flash. Topaz, what are you doing?
Mad lad.
What is this? Oh, nearly finds the timing as well. But here it comes. The rotations. That should have been called. JPM with the info.
Yeah. Topaz is actually in a quite good position to help out his teammate here, just flashing, holding the B doors. Then
Yep.
JPM only has to follow with the window.
JPM,
yeah.
excellent teamwork. Excellent teamwork. Sunex sitting in the smoke. That is so cringe. This is something I would do. He finds the frag. Topaz goes down. Sunex is waiting though. Should get A for free with the timing. Does indeed. JPM opting to go for the short.
Oh, this could be... Oh, the timing.
Timing indeed. There is no smoke on the side of CT. So he has to win this duel against an AWP.
And since she's playing this really safe in the back of pit.
That is the defuse. That is the defuse, Cinex. Not like this.
Oh.
Yeah, not like this. Oh, well. Isn't great. For some reason...
Well, it's in pretty even half, though. It's, yeah, 8-7. That's pretty much what you expect between pretty even teams on this map. So yeah. I'm actually pleasantly surprised, because in ESEA Open, you never really know what you're going to get in terms of the matches. Sometimes it's a really even match. Sometimes you just meet literal gods on it. And other times you just meet, yeah, I don't know, bots.
It's one of those, there's 700 teams and then there's no seeding. It's bound to get a bit wobbly in the matching side.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm happy with how even this is for a first match.
Yeah, I am indeed. Seeing good tendencies from both teams though.
Yeah, I think also important to mention as well is that TFG has only played together for like, what, 3-4 days?
Yeah, it hasn't been long. It hasn't been long. We can do that in chat for anyone who wants to follow the TFG project. Go check out that link. That is where the matches for TFG will be cast from, well, in the future. As of now, though, they're being cast on this channel. Yeah, I mean, it's a... I gotta say, I mean, you know these players a lot better than I do from the side of TFG. I've played with all of them, but not a lot. And, I think it's a lineup that can do good stuff.
Yeah, it's a really good lineup actually, because looking at it, it's like Hellfire has been around forever. Cinex has always been around and been really good in Norwegian CS as well. Aiming Wrist's been around since probably when I started playing CS. And yeah, Ultraman I played on team with, he's a really good player. And Spirit as well, which I'm actually happy to see him back, because I know he had a break not too long ago. It's great to see him back in playing as well.
It is indeed. We are live with the pistol round though. There is no kit on the side of TFG. Not a couple of Kevlar pieces. RageBears going to be going for a bit of info play here. Going up short, looking for info. Looks like B is going to be the eventual target though, with the way they're set up. Ultravenom looks for the first frag. Does he find it? He does.
Oh, and over-rotate from TFG.
Yeah, oh, but they've called it. They've seen it. The timing on this. It does favor RageBears. They're going to be having the sight. It is a 5v4. But as I mentioned, there's no kit here. So
and no utility either, so this is going to be a rough retake. They're trying to force it through tunnels, which is the correct play in this case.
Ooh, frag onto Topaz. 5v3. Here comes the push itself. eMoonRace finding one. They have to turn. That's 2 more frags in the way of TFG, and all of a sudden, they managed to pick up the pistol round.
Yeah, that's a perfect played retake as well. Since they had no utility, they couldn't really go B slope with too many people. So the fact that they went 3 people tunnel and just brute forced it through there is actually perfect, because that's the only exit you will get out without utility, especially in a 4v4.
I would agree.
Or 5v4 actually.
I think RageBears, they overcommitted onto the site. I mean, as soon as they had it, they needed to pull back more towards the tunnel. Should they even stand a chance at that? Because as you mentioned, the TFG lineup, they were just trucking it up lowers. So, well, it did go in the way of TFG. Counter flashes once more. Someone is white, and that is GPM. He's going to go down.
And they're just trying to capitalize quickly up catwalk here, but yeah, TFG are in good position to just deal with it quickly.
Cynic finds one, looks for more, doesn't find it, does get taken out. eMoonRace finding one, looks for the second, finds the second, looks for the third. That's an aggressive peek, gets some help from Ultra Venom. The spray sticks, YRT does get taken down. TFG up into the lead, but here comes the first buy round where, well, the way the economy in CS works at the moment, RageBears, they're going to have arguably the better guns.
Yeah, I think Spirit is playing, towards B, so the MP9 is actually decent on that side. Oh, that's a tag.
Yeah, that's a tag.
Oh, good mollies though. A bit slow on smoking it out on Pava, so it takes a bit more damage than necessary, but yeah. And TFG is just brute forcing this long position, trying to keep the turrets from getting ending. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but when Pava hits like he does there, things become a bit trickier. They can actually shoot that guy under the blue, but they might not be aware that there's a new player there. 4v4.
I think Ultra Venom should be aware that there is one more, at least out long. You see as well, eMoonRace doesn't dare to go for the peak, so I guess he has some info. That he's just going to bait his mate in pit and try to help play on that.
I mean, Spirit was tagged down on the cross on double doors, but he is still on B, giving some info. That being said, though, it looks like he's going to be visited quite soon. Ultra takes down Pablo, and we should start to see some rotations here as B. Spirit should have heard this.
Yeah, and Hellfire needs to rotate now.
Yep. Spirit goes down. JPM spraying the smoke, doesn't find it. Nade does connect, but does find a frag actually through the smoke. JPM goes down. 3v2, player advantage TFG.
No utility though, so depending on the post plant and how they go for this could favor the terrorists.
Yes, that being said, the CTs do have the trade possibility, but they're not utilizing it. Finding one, Hellfire does get taken down by TVM. Managing to glitch out the round 9-9.
Yeah, that round is... Actually, I think TFG's played that really well, but they needed to rotate quicker from... The guy in middle needed to rotate quicker towards B to help out Spirit, because, yeah, him being tagged as well, it's no way he's holding B side on his own.
Yeah, I agree. I think they leaned too much onto that Molotov, and the fact that there was that extra player long helped them out. Cynic's early frag finds a gun. They are stacked on short here, but another team kill. There's been so many team kills. They do find a frag, though. What's going on tonight? There's been like 5 team kills this game.
It's actually a bit fun, because you see the same thing that RageBears did on their city side.
Yeah,
TFG did it now as well.
It's very mirrored. That being said, B has been taken. It's another retake scenario. No kit, no Kevlar, no utility.
Oh, that's a shaky spray.
That's a shaky spray. Shame that TFG not able to capitalize on it, because that Galil spray was not looking too hot.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
But, yeah, indeed. It's the Galil. Like, who except people who play this game full time is actually practicing that gun? That's for real.
Such a bad gun.
Indeed. But again, we see a new full buy. Cynic's on the op now as well. Actually playing more of a supportive play against the ace site. But yeah, RageBears already out behind blue. and gets completely
But
shut down by Ultra Venom.
That doesn't matter when Ultra is just a god. Well, RageBears opting not
As well,
to go
now
for long,
they're actually really well set up for this in TFG as well. Even when they lose that frag, they still have 2 people in the B site to deal with this encompass. Spirit's a bit too open though.
But it does work out.
But
how does that work out? Finds a lot of damage in the smoke,
I have no idea how he got that guy in the smoke.
No idea. The fact that Cynics finds that frag onto the double doors, that just saves Spirit. As you mentioned, Spirit is just way too wide there.
Yeah, it's just wide open for the guy at doors. But yeah, saved by Cynics and getting that ridiculous kill through the smoke as well. That's just, nail in the coffin.
Is indeed. I think normally you see quite a lot of players, they put one guy plat and then one guy on car and then they just hold each other. Opting to not go for that Spirit. I mean, it goes for the close angle.
It's a really good angle when you have a smoke there, but it's a bit iffy when you don't have control over B slope.
I would agree. Here comes
See just the explosion coming in B now as well, but there are 2 players on TFG here, so it should be fine. Oh.
1, 2, looks for the third, finds the third, looks for the fourth. The Hellfire finds it. And the 5th goes to Spirit. Bit of a quad kill there. They have once again move up into the lead, 11 to 10. And quite importantly, they don't lose a player, so they are managed to build a bit of bank.
Yeah, see as well, what's actually really cool to see is Spirit is just top fragging by a mile on TFG right now. Which is kind of cool considering I feel like he literally just got dragged out of having a quite extended break into this lineup.
Dragged out of the retirement home.
Yeah.
That's a joke for anyone who plays with us. So there you go. Long has been taken, but TFG is very much set up for this, opting to play a very defensive ace side hold, double short. Looking dangerous. If RageBears just walks into this should go in the way of TFG, but again, as you mentioned, this is full pistol, so RageBears, they're going to be happy to brawl this one out.
Also, with the utility RageBears are throwing right now, they are forcing the close fights on this A site.
So far, though, TFG off the top finds one more. Cynics does. 2 players left. Lots of utility being tossed out. Hellfire through the smoke finds one. Cynics finding JPM. And that is the round. They do manage to find 2 frags, though. Doing a bit of damage. 12 to 10. And I think this is the point. On a Dust 2 game, this is the point where you're going to see the better team start to, like, show themselves. Because you're so even. There's gun rounds every other round. So this is where you're going to start to see, like, the trends of who's most likely to win this.
Yeah, and this is a really important round for RageBears as well, considering if they win this, yeah, TFG still can afford another buy, but they are closing into an eco then. If TFG wins this round, then they're pretty much just, set with cash for the rest of the game. They
are indeed 1-for-1 trade. Damage being done to JPM, but still a slight advantage here for RageBears. Tossing over a couple of guns, getting the AWP onto the lower HP player. Probably going to put him pit.
Cynics re-aggressing towards Catwalk. That's good information they're getting out of that. And you see RageBears as well, just completely holding still on long and top mid. Just waiting to see if anyone's pushing them. No miss, another walking contact towards short, which should give Cynics a free kill, or not.
No. Cynics goes down. Ultra needs to be a guard again. Looks for one, finds one, looks for the second. Finds the second, he needs to fall away. He does, that's the bomb as well. RageBears. Ultra making it work. Ultra, the god, the legend, the myth. I don't know. Finds 2 frags. I don't know how to pull out.
Just don't stroke his ego too much now. Oh, that's really important for Ultra. It just keeps going.
Confidence, man. Oh, double molly. Yeah, that should pretty much break their time here. 2 players.
Yeah,
left.
19 seconds. Molly on the bomb. JPM has
no HP.
Yeah, he has no chance unless something.
Oh, that was nearly a collapse.
Like that.
That was nearly a collapse.
That's the way to do it.
When TFG
from the
don't want
nearly
it.
godlike play to that.
Not like this.
Gravity is not his friend.
No, Brett. Alright, once again, RageBears, they're down to a pistol buy. And TFG, they're gonna be happy with how that turned out. Here
Quick mid to B probably happening now, which, yeah.
I mean, Spirit. It's gonna have a lot of.
That's a good
people.
time, Molly.
That's a good flash as well. 1-2, finds 2 at least. Cynic's helping out. How far finding 1? Can he find the second? Well, the second one's actually on his way into no man. Topa finding 1. I don't know what I'm watching. Topa's just going.
That's just such an annoying way to die, though.
Yeah, I know. I would be
Just-
I would be so tilted.
Yeah.
But it's like you're surrounded by teammates and you're the one to die. So it's like it's so annoying.
It's such a, yeah. That play, the only, like, it's a good play in terms of, yeah, you will probably get the kill because no one expects something that stupid, to be honest.
True. Topa's probably going to be looking for damage here. He can buy an extra round anyway. Oh. Sees the belly,
toying
but
with
the jump, the shot, and that should be the frag. It is indeed Ultravenom finding Topaz. 14-10. 1 away from the magical 15.
You see Ultra there as well, just keeping it really controlled, not wanting to give away anything. It's like, yeah, okay, aiming is jumping around, but in that situation, most people would be like, yeah, I want that free kill.
Well, indeed.
He's just waiting till walks into him.
Just a bit of a disclaimer before we continue with the cast, as it is a bit of a pause. As I mentioned, I have a co-caster. I hope you guys have heard that. It's not me with a split personality. He's going to be joining this cast. We're not sure if he's going to be casting the next one, because there's one more match at 10 o'clock, which is a good 2 hours out. So we'll see. That might just be a solo cast. Time will show. But make sure to tune in then as well, as TFG is going to be having 2 matches today. But we are back live. It is another buy round, 14-10. It all comes down to this for RageBears.
And really fast cap play as well. Cynic's just in position for it.
Oh, Cynics. Don't do me like this. Cynics, don't do me like this.
Yeah, he's done.
He finds the hand and looks for the quad.
Get out of here. This is ours.
Finds the quad.
There we
Oh,
go.
give him the ace. Pretty please, give him the ace.
Yeah, he keeps aggressing and the guy's gonna peek top mid.
Indeed they are.
I bet you hear on the TeamSpeak as well, like, give me the ace, give me the ace.
Don't peek, I want it. Oh, I guess he baits out the shot as well. They know where he is.
They're even flashing for him.
We'll just spec Cynics. No. Rift
Aw.
ace. Kick spirit.
Minus track.
Just announcement after the game. Spirit has been kicked from the team. Alright, 15-10. We are looking for the
Designated
match
support
point. What did you say?
Yeah, it's just designated support player on the team now.
Yeah,
No more
indeed.
fragging.
We're looking for a match point here. Full buy from either side. Granted, and not the best buy that RageBears ever had.
Very limited utility, so they're just gonna have to, yeah, do a gamble play. Just stick together and go for something simple that just requires 1 smoke.
Yeah. Then again, TFG actually has quite a bit of info here just by aiming wrist. Here's all the steps in mid, on short. They should be set up for this, but they're not though. Ultra is very far down in bot mid, so it's all going to come down to Cynics.
He's in a good position though to get a couple of kills on A side and just, as long as they hold long, they're in a good position to just handle this with retake. And considering the limited utility on RageBears, they don't really have much to hold them back during the retake. So it's, yeah, just gonna come down to a brawl.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely like that Cynics is playing the long angle and not on site, because he would be trapped. As you mentioned, he can get maybe a shot or 2 off here and then just fall off. JPM is going to be leading the charge, though. Only flashes to help them out. Here comes the flash. That forces Sinix off the angle. So far not hitting. Aiming risk finding Topus, though. Bomb.
Yeah, and that just secures
that's
long,
a molly.
how they can just
Oh, that's a nasty molly. Palmer down. JPM not finding anything, just being shot through the boxes. Oh, no. YRT holding short. Can he find anything? Finds one, gets traded out. It's all down to TVM. Needs to hold against 3 players. Doesn't manage it. Hellfire finds a frag, and that is going to be the match in the favor of TFG, winning their first ESEA Open game of the season. Roke, what is your thoughts on this game?
Really convincing CT side from TFG, and yeah, overall I was really impressed with how well RageBears played it as well. Their CT side was really good, and yeah, you could see as well. They had some plans on their CT side, but the team play on TFG was really good on the CT side as well. Like, you saw them flashing in for each other. Everyone was making plays. And yeah, RageBears just looked a bit flat on their T side, I feel like.
I definitely agree. We talked about it before the switch, that either RageBears, their team play is going to just stomp TFG, or it's going to be the other way around where they fall flat and TFG managed to close it out, and they did. And I'm very happy with the start of the season for TFG. They're going to be picking up that first match. And as mentioned previously, second match is going to come in. Let me find a watch here so I can check the time.
2 hours-ish.
2 hours-ish. There's going to be another match for anyone watching TFG. They're going to be the second match of the day. Thank you, Roke, for joining me. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, do take care.